and welcome along to Matchday Live here on Fox's Hub with me, Dan Bates, David Nugent and Matt Elliott. I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas yesterday. Happy Boxing Day to you all. I hope you've been enjoying your day with plenty of food and football, of course, and we've got one more big game to come. Leicester, of course, travelling up to Liverpool to face the Reds, top of the table Liverpool. So a tough game on Boxing Day evening for the Foxes, but you never know what might happen. Of course, it was around Christmas time when Leicester beat Liverpool here at King Power Stadium a few seasons back, so fingers crossed for a repeat of that. Good evening to the both of you. Happy Christmas, many Christmas, happy returns. Did you have nice days yesterday?
Yeah, just chilled. Christmas Day, had the family round today. Got Mrs. family down New Year, so we're just staying put this year with the new baby in the world, so
nice.
Been nice and chilled, mate.
Nice.
Yeah, similar with me. Nothing wild. I was at the in-laws' house yesterday. Got full up and fed well, and can't complain. Yeah, so
as well.
I know. Tell me about it. We're getting to breathe in. It's difficult these days, but no, enjoyed it. It is what it is, isn't it? And plod on, grind on, don't you, Batesy? What about yourself?
Absolutely, yes, a very nice day.
Back up
indeed.
north, lad.
Yes, it was a fantastic day. Was
he
had.
enjoyed himself as well.
Absolutely, plenty to eat, that's for sure. Some great food. Right, let's talk football then. I've mentioned it's top of the table. Liverpool against Leicester. It's going to be a tough game. Obviously, we know this evening, Nuge, but you never know in football, as I said.
Yeah. No, it's going to be tough no matter what. Going to Anfield, it always is. You know, we're coming off a result which the lads will be proud of. So it's a chance to put things right. I know it's going to be a tough one, but I just want to see some. I'm sure I might agree, some proper defending, like last ditch tackles. Fighting for the team. Fighting for every ball, blocking every shot. I want to see one of them performances today.
Yeah, I think that's key. You're echoing my sentiments exactly. There's driving into the game or coming into the stadium here today. I was thinking, what can Leicester do to sort of not necessarily turn things round, because it's going to be a tough ask come what may tonight against Liverpool. But there's got to be more conviction about their defending. Like you say, it might be a last-ditch tackle, it might be a sliding clearance off the line, an amazing save from the goalkeeper, whichever. Be ready to sort of make an impact, make a difference as well. Because I mean, at the weekend it was all a little bit too easy, a little bit predictable, even you could say. I don't know if everyone saw Leicester being as free and easy with their defending as they were. I think that probably came to an element of surprise, but
hard to beat. That's what.
Yeah, exactly. There's got to be more resilience. There's got to be that. Do your job, do the basics first and foremost, and give yourself a chance.
Yeah, there's plenty of fog in and around Anfield as well. Maybe
that might help. Yeah,
that will add into proceedings this evening.
It'll take anything.
It'll make tags look a little bit healthier.
We've got plenty coming up on the show, including checking in with Jerry Taggart, who is on co-commentary duty for us this evening. We'll hear, of course, from manager Ruud van Nistelrooy, who's been previewing this test, and of course he'll be looking to bounce back from that Wolves defeat. We've got a really nice video, Mads Hermansen visiting a young supporter, and we'll take a closer look, of course, at Arne Slot's Liverpool, who have made a fantastic start to the season. We're concentrating, though, of course, firstly on the Foxes, and we might as well give you all of tonight's team news. 3 changes have been made by Ruud van Nistelrooy. One of those is in goal. Jakub Stolarczyk comes in for his first Premier League appearance. Also, the return of Harry Winks for the first time from the start, which is great to see. Patson Daka is in the starting 11 as well. So it's Stolarczyk in goal, Christensen, Vestergaard, Cody and Justin, with Winks and Samare in midfield. Mavididi, El Khanous and Ayew support Patson Daka. On the bench, it's Everson, Okoli, Decordova-Reid, Chowdhury, Skip, Edouard, Thomas, Alves and Buonanotte. From a Liverpool point of view, they also played on Sunday, a 6-3 win away at Tottenham. They make 2 changes to that team that won at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Both of those are pretty much in those forward 2 positions. Darwin Núñez and Curtis Jones just in behind him come in. This is the 11 then. It's Alisson, Robertson, Van Dijk, Gomez, Alexander-Arnold, McAllister, Gravenberch, Gakpo, Jones, Salah and Darwin Núñez. Having seen the teams, possibly the most eye-catching from a Leicester point of view, obviously, is in goal, isn't it? No Jamie Vardy as well. Harry Winks back in. They're the three changes. What are your thoughts on them?
Well, obviously Vardy ain't on the bench, is he? So he must have a problem. So Daka, that's a straight swap with Daka. I like Harry Winks. I remember Harry Winks did well when he came on against Wolves. You know, looking at inside, he getting on the ball. He's not afraid to get on the ball in dangerous positions, get 10 and play forward. Obviously, Danny Ward, the goalkeeper situation, didn't have the best of his games, did he? So, Rouge changed that as well. So they're all changes that you probably would have expected. Still no Buonanotte. I really like him in this Leicester team when I've seen him play. But other than that, I think the changes are straightforward.
Yeah, I think with the Buonanotte situation, I mean, a few people will be scratching their heads a little bit when he didn't feature under the previous manager, Steve Cooper, and on occasions, but he's excelled at times, hasn't he? And I think Van Nistelrooy is probably just sort of having a look at the balance of the team, considering the opposition away from home and everything that brings. And I'm sure it'd be like in an ideal world, Leicester will still be in the game with 60, 70 minutes gone, and I'm sure Buonanotte will perhaps make an appearance there and go and try and force the issue or make a difference a little bit. But a little bit frustrating for him, I think. But as Dave says, the other changes pretty self-explanatory, really. But I have to be honest, I was looking at the Leicester team there, obviously, and you always try and understand the reasons for it. But having a look at Liverpool's team as well, and then on the bench as well, it's quite an intimidating prospect, you have to say, didn't it? So the mentality of the Leicester players is key tonight.
But you can see that. I mean, they're professional footballers that play in the Premier League. They'll know that every single game they play, they've got a chance of winning it, and they absolutely do tonight.
Well, these are the games that you want to play in, and I know they're at the top of the league and we're struggling a bit, but Anfield away, Anfield is going to be great. Everyone wants to play. The lads out there have got an opportunity to go out there and try and cause an upset. Because everyone just thinks there's going to be a rollover. Everyone thinks Liverpool is going to win it, but I'm sure there's been occasions where we've been to Anfield before and nicked a point or a win.
Yeah, you've got to show that spirit, haven't you? You've got to show you've got a bit about you as a team individually. As Dave says, look forward to the challenge. How many times will these players get the opportunity to play at such a venue, against a team that's right on top of its game as well, isn't it? Top of the league, and that they look as good as anyone around at the moment. So it's a big occasion in your own individual career, but then collectively, you want to do right by yourselves and by the club, and go and put on a performance there. But the real test of character, I think, is when in adversity, really, a little bit. As Dave says, you're going up to Anfield, and you can go there with a little bit of hope, maybe not expectation, but you think, if things go our way and we played decent and Liverpool are not quite at it, perhaps things can go our way. But then if there is a setback, then you've got to maintain that resilience and stay strong and stay disciplined, and that's the real test. Can they see through at that stage?
I think it's the game that you expect to not get anything. These are the games that you kind of might nick something. That's what I think. I'm not going to say because Everton recently, 3 games where everyone thinks they're going to get beat, you get 3 draws. No one expects it. These are the games where you can go out and express yourself a little bit.
Yeah, maybe not to the same extent because Fulham are having a great season, but even today, Fulham away at Chelsea, by all accounts, Chelsea battered them in the first half, the first 60 minutes, but they stayed in the game.
Yeah.
Eventually went on and won it. So if even if Leicester do concede early, if they can just stay in the game, absolutely anything can happen.
I think you do see that. I don't know if I'm just imagining it or not, but more regularly, sort of in this age, I don't know, because there's a lot of emphasis on possession, isn't there now? And I know that there has been to a level throughout the years, despite the perception of things these days, but even more so. So teams sort of sometimes accept that against the bigger sides. They go, okay, all right, we'll just set ourselves up nice and solid. Yeah, they're going to have possession. It looks good on paper, doesn't it? 70% possession, plenty of shots, but have they actually made any inroads and then caused danger on the opposition's goal? And people are sort of willing to hedge their bets a little bit and wait for the time to strike. And I think there's more tactical application, I think, in the games now. And hopefully Leicester can provide that tonight. It's going to be easier said than done because we all know what Liverpool are capable of. But you've got to go in there but having a level of belief, you want to see that. I think the supporters want to see that, and it's important for the players' own confidence going forward. They don't want to capitulate, which they've threatened to do to a level in the last 2 games.
Well, that's maybe something that, because of what happened against Wolves, the players really will want to prove a point today.
Yeah,
hopefully so. Yeah.
Wolves and Newcastle. They're both. It's kind of like we've conceded 1, and then like our heads kind of go down, don't they? It's like, when we concede the first goal, it's like, we've lost the game. Concede another 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where you might need like a latches tackle to stay in the game and give you a chance to get that one more attack that kept you in the game to go and try and get that equaliser or the winner, wherever the situation may be.
But that's going to happen. The squad that Leicester have got and the stage where the club is at the moment, that's going to happen on occasions throughout this season with the level of opposition you're playing against. Other games you can hang in there, and they've got to. We said it before, and Leicester have actually been up until, let's say, the last couple of games and 1 or 2 instances before, have been pretty good at staying in those games, giving themselves a chance of something, and sometimes they've surprised us and they've a couple of late winners, etc. But you can't sort of rely on those moments of fortune going your way. You just got to keep applying yourself, but don't let 2 heavy defeats demoralise you and take the spirit out of you.
Yeah, we're not going to watch the full highlights from the game on Sunday. We don't want to put people through that around Christmas time, but we can see the goals certainly, and there is an element of huge frustration in there, isn't there? Really, in the manner in which they were conceded. Yeah,
the first one, I think all 3 of them are avoidable. That one ball over the top, fast gets checked by Larson, and then guy puts in. This one's just a calamity, and I think JJ, it looks like he's going to clear the ball, doesn't he? JJ then just steps out the way, and then Ward
seemingly got a shout from Danny Ward.
That's what it looks like. And then the third one, Boober's just not followed his run into the box, and it's a free shot on goal, and he scores again.
There's a number of things wrong with each of those goals. Like I say, we won't go into too much detail, but the time and space that Wolves players had to pick a pass from deep. I know it's the one thing sitting off, and you think they're not a threat because they're 60 yards from goal, but they put passes into, as it turned out, dangerous areas. They shouldn't be as dangerous as they were. But the defending is it's lacklustre, to say the least, isn't it? And then when you see defending like that, then you are a little bit concerned because you think, is the confidence affected? Because the confidence affects your decision making, doesn't it? And you think, when you're in the flow, you just do things naturally, and you don't have to second guess or second think it. Once you start mulling things over, that's when you get caught between 2 stools, as perhaps James Dusty did, or perhaps Danny Ward did. In hindsight, James Dusty, why did I should have just ignored the keeper, just clear it. But like we're not. It
looks like he made his decision to go, and then he's like,
we're not at that stage where we can be leaving balls and hoping they run out of play or whatever, because
clear your lines.
It was too easy. It was far too easy. But listen, they've shown before that they can be resilient. It's a bit of a conundrum for the manager, I think, at the moment, because the last thing you want is insecurity in the heart of your defence, and I don't think he quite knows which pairing or which 2 individuals to go for.
Well, to be fair, them 4 defenders have basically been in his back 4 since he's come in, hasn't it? He's not made many changes in that back 4, has he?
No.
So I think when you start changing defence, that's when you start.
It causes a problem,
but it causes problems. But if they're playing like that,
there's a lot of experience in there, particularly to central defence.
I think he's right to go for that. Certainly from the outset, and winning the draw, and people were saying, okay, they look a little bit more secure, but it's Premier League, and you've got to be on your game, and you get tested to the maximum.
And we are missing players. Ricardo probably plays in this team. Mads plays in the team. Wolf plays in the team. Casey's been playing in the team. Fatawu, who's injured long term, will be playing in the team. So there's 5 players who all potentially could be starting for this team. So we are low in numbers as well.
There's a glance there at the fog levels as well at Anfield that you can see. So maybe a tough job for Jerry Taggart on commentary duty. Will it have any effect on the players?
It depends how dense it gets, doesn't it? I mean, I played in fog before when Tim Flat. Fog, or was it the smoke? I think from the supporters. I'm not sure. A bit of combination. And the flares. No, it was more the fog. But we played against Atletico Madrid, and one of their fellas has smashed one for 30 yards, and Tim didn't see it until it was about 10 yards out. And he's flapped his hands at it. That was his excuse anyway. So it can have a bearing. It can. Yeah, I mean, that was an extreme example, but...
I think it's a lot different when you're on the pitch to like seeing in the stands, I think. You can see
well, you're seeing it from a distance. When you're there, the fog sort of almost disperses in your vicinity, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we're saying no then.
Hopefully not.
There'll be all the steam off Matty's head when he's running around. That's what
Constant fog following me. I mean, you very rarely see it. I mean, perhaps, I don't know, goalkeepers, balls in the floodlights, balls into the area, long high goal kicks, which you don't really get anymore. But it could do.
Anything to help.
Keeper's vision, balls into the box. But assuming that Leicester do get balls into the box.
Yeah. Let's not be that negative.
No, only just.
I mean, obviously, because of what happened on Sunday, and we're now, it's only 3 days after, isn't it? Or 3 or 4 days, whatever it is, that will be fresh in their minds. Liverpool themselves conceded 3 on Sunday.
Yeah, scored 6.
They scored 6, but in their last few games, it was 2 at home to Fulham. They were conceded 3 away at Newcastle. There is some fallibility at the back for them then, particularly in the last 3 games. What's that then? That's 8 goals conceded.
Yeah, because they're such a sort of positive, sort of proactive team, aren't they? They're with Slot or Klopp. I know that people are saying it's a little bit more reserved under Slot, but it's still entertaining enough. They play good football, high energy still as well. They can perhaps change their approach within games themselves, but they do. I won't say take risks, but they do give you some encouragement to sort of get in behind, and because the fullbacks are pretty adventurous as well. There are gaps and spaces. If you've got the ability and confidence to try and play through them a little bit and stretch them maybe with Daka, but you're doing well to outstrip Van Dijk, aren't you? Gomez is in there tonight, so perhaps you might try and target him a little bit more if and when the opportunity arises. But without reiterating the point, they need to be solid first and foremost, because give themselves a platform in the game. There will be opportunities to go and strut your stuff a little bit, but you've got to have that solid base first.
Well, let's hear from the Leicester City manager, then of course a former rival of Liverpool's during his time with Manchester United. He was asked about the task ahead this evening and how difficult it could be for his side.
No, we look every game. We prepare every game to get a result, to get a win. And that won't change. And we know where we are compared to Liverpool. Yes, you have to be realistic. You have to know where you are and what you're capable of when you analyze an opponent and creating a game plan. That is where it starts with, and then you're going to look at possibilities. But for us, it's important to go for our maximum performance. We have to perform within our capabilities, and that's the task. And that's a big one for Thursday.
What are the key elements you have to get right if you're to go to Anfield and come away with a result like you said you're targeting?
No, it's clear that it's clear who's the dominant force in this game, and it's not. I think when I see Liverpool play and the way Arne is managing it, I know how he wants to make his teams play. He does it at Liverpool right from the start. It was spot on. So not only in the Premier League and not only against the best teams in the Premier League, they are the dominant force. Also in the Champions League, they are the dominant force, being first in the group phase. The streak is remarkable. The wins, the goals they scored, the goals conceded, such few goals they concede. So it's clear how dominant they will be. So we have to be very compact. We have to be ready to know what we're facing, defend all together, and of course we have to play as well as much as we can to play under their press. And it will be a big task, but for us it's a great challenge to develop even more in all the areas of the game, because the development will give us later in the season, as I said before, towards when we reach the finish line, that's where it counts.
That was Ruud van Nistelrooy there, speaking to the press ahead of this game with Liverpool earlier in the week. In fact, I think it was on Christmas Eve that he did that. And he was obviously talking about the size of the task, and he's under no illusions. It will be difficult. I think no matter, whenever you play the team that's top of the league, you know it's always going to be a difficult task. But he said that he knows his side is capable and has the players to be able to do something tonight.
Well,
Yeah.
Go on.
Go on.
I was just saying, he said in there as well, like he wants to tell the players to express themselves on the football pitch. He doesn't want them to shy away and just like, because it's Liverpool, we can't play. He still said he wants to like get the lads down and play football because we've got the players to do it. You know, I'll be interested now to see if Trent does go forward, if MATCHDAY can get them spaces on the left-hand side to try and get in them gaps. Because he's going to bomb on Trent, try and, you know, assist Salah, another 4 goals today probably. But, you know, there's going to be gaps. And if MATCHDAY can hit them gaps, I think he can cause a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, there's plans and there's theories, aren't there? And you've got to have them. I think the manager was saying all the right things, really. He was, you know, he's realistic. He was respectful to the opposition, but again, he's got to give some form of encouragement for his own players and make his players believe what he's saying. He's not just saying it as a little token or a gesture. He's given them, you know, some plan that can help them have the belief to go and achieve something. Because, you know, on the face of it, you look at it, it's a massively daunting prospect, and for a number of reasons. But you know, it's not an impossible task, as you've alluded to. That we can look at it as much as you want. I just feel they've got to have that little bit of aggression about them, as you know, as if like, yes, have respect for how good Liverpool are, but go there with a genuine belief that on the night you can be as competitive as them, and then when the chance comes, you know, you take that opportunity to feed MATCHDAY, for MATCHDAY to go and test Alexander-Arnold out. Don't make it comfortable and a cruise for the opposition, and then give themselves a fighting chance.
Yeah, do you think it will be a lot on that left-hand side for Leicester because of, I mean, Robertson
I'll
goes
just pick
forward
them
a
out
lot.
as an individual, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, you know, anywhere. Daka, go on, turn and spin with purpose and think, and expect to get that ball when you spin off Gomez into the channel maybe, or give and go and check. And
He's got the pace to do it as well. He's probably quicker than Gomez and Van Dijk in a sprint race. So, you know, he's got the pace to run in behind. It's just to get the balls to him.
But I want to see just little bits. You know, say Daka makes that run and he's in, and I'm sure Harry Winks is used to sort of performing at this level, but you know, the other midfielders in there, and there's a pass on, and they should make it, but they don't. I want to see them frustrated that they haven't. You know, it's like, I expected to make that. We needed that. That could have been something positive for us, not just, oh well, it didn't get there. You know, we probably wouldn't have scored anyway. Attitude, and I'm not saying there has been that. But Leicester need to have that fire in their bellies.
I think Winks has that as well. Then he has that pass in him, you know, where he can split the lines.
Well, Winks can do that, exactly. But
I think
he expects to complete the passes, doesn't he? He expects to find. He gets frustrated if he doesn't. So perhaps, you know, they can feed off each other and have a confidence, have a belief about themselves.
Let's go to the other end of the pitch then. Yeah, Jakub Stolarczyk in goal. We've not touched upon it too much, obviously, but a first Premier League appearance for him. That's massive, and to do it at a place like Anfield against the team that are obviously free scoring, he could be quite busy tonight. Yeah. Well, let's hope he's not.
Yeah, you expect him to, but playing against Liverpool. But you know, last year I thought he was brilliant. Last year in the cup games,
he was.
I think every Leicester player will be busy tonight.
Yeah, I think that Birmingham game in the FA Cup last season, where Birmingham in the first half had about 8 shots, didn't he? And he was on fire. Yeah, look, it does look a bit blurry there, but. You know, but Stolarczyk, he'll be excited to make his Premier League debut. Obviously, he's played a lot in the cup games, but you know what an opportunity.
I think it will be interesting in terms of Stolarczyk. It will be obviously his lack of match practice and coming back from injury, but you know, with I was trying to word it the right way. Let's say I wouldn't say he's up to Hermansen's standard with the ball at his feet. Shot stopper that you mentioned there, and he's big, tall, strapping lad. Decent on the crosses, etc. But it to me, he doesn't look as comfortable as he may do. Now, don't put extra pressure on yourself, and I'm sure the manager will probably recognise this and give him a bit of a directive. No unnecessary short balls in the. don't give Liverpool any encouragement. Don't put pressure on your back for the intricate passing. It's not your strong point. Let's be safe first and foremost.
Yeah, and you make a good point that in those cup games that he played, and then he played a number of games in the league as well, particularly towards the back end of last season. He looked very, very impressive.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed watching him. He was shot stopping wise, he looked really, really solid. And obviously, that's your job is to keep the ball out there. I know a lot of emphasis now is like playing out from the back with the goalkeepers with their feet, but first and foremost, if you can keep the ball at the back of the net, I'm going to keep a clean sheet. That'll do me. I'm not bothered if he kicks out of play 5 times.
No, exactly.
As long as he keeps a clean sheet and gets us something out of the game, then that's his job.
But Liverpool will be licking their lips
if
100%. If Stelarczyk and
like
Leicester start
the team
in and around their own box. That's what they want, isn't it?
Right, let's talk about Jakub Stelarczyk, who he's replacing really then. Mads Hermansen, obviously we know, picked up that injury, didn't he, in the trip to Newcastle a couple of weeks ago, of course. That didn't, though, stop him from making a little trip to visit a young supporter that sent him a letter through our fan mail initiative, and it was a really, really heartwarming visit of Mads there, going to see the child, as well as giving him some tips on how to be a goalkeeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello. Nice to meet you. So I heard you're a goalkeeper as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goalkeepers stick together. We brought you a gift.
So I really didn't expect it.
Hi everyone, it's Mads here. Today I'm going to surprise and visit George, who has sent me a Christmas letter. So I'm looking very much forward to seeing him. You know, it's always nice for us when we get these personal letters. It's the first time for me doing a thing like this, where I'm going to surprise someone. So hopefully he will be happy to see me. So because I'm looking forward to see him, so it'll be good.
Dear Mads, I wanted to write this letter to you as you are my favourite player because I am also a goalkeeper and you have made some amazing saves at Leicester. My favourite saves are when Leicester played Arsenal and you made 13 saves.
Okay.
Yeah.
What letter are you reading?
Being asked the question.
Hello. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Good.
Good. I got the letter you sent me. It's very nice, so thank you. Thanks a lot for that. So I thought I might come and say hi to you and visit you, if that's okay. Yeah?
Yeah, that was the second of those visits that we did. Casey went to see a supporter as well. Fantastic to see their reactions. I think there's always that moment of about 5 or 10 minutes where they don't really know what to say because they're that shocked to see their hero in their living room. But really nice and nice of Mads as well to go there, give them the tips and that, and heartwarming Christmas video. Man.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. Like you say, Casey's video as well, equally so. But they both come across really well as well. The lads, didn't they? They genuine boys, genuinely pleased to be. Some people might think that they think it's a bit of a chore and the club are forcing them to do it. That's not the case at all. There is, it's a pleasure and an honour really to be able to bring that smile, that gift or whatever, and joy to younger supporters. And it's amazing how much it means to supporters, isn't it? When, especially the youngsters, when they look up and their idols are there. It's weird, isn't it? I mean,
it's like an awkward silence in it when the kids, because obviously the kids don't know what to say because the hero's standing in front of them. So fair play to Mads for like going there to his house, and it's basically a Christmas present for a minute, really.
Yeah.
Well, it always makes me smile with myself when you see it. Like initially, there's that awe and wonder, isn't it? Like,
is that really?
Is that real?
They're actually like real humans. So I'm sure. People used to say to me back in the day, like, "What are you doing in the supermarket?" And stuff like that. I said, "Well, just don't come off the pitch and go in a freezer and stuff and wheel you back out. You got a life to live." But then the youngsters, they relax and they settle down. And it's just like they're
yeah,
talking
it's like
to
a
their
normal
mate
conversation,
almost.
yeah.
They'll ask them all sorts of questions. It's great to see.
Yeah, well, Casey had a game of FIFA against us when he went and did that visit. But yeah, fantastic. I'm sure you have made a lot of people's Christmases with just a little hello back in the day, Matt.
I still do, son. I still do. Everyone I speak to has a wonderful Christmas when I say that. No, but it's weirdly, I was lucky enough to do similar things to the boys have done there, or in particular, it stands out going to the hospitals at Christmas. Which is
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
particular privilege, yeah. But it
it's a tradition
puts
that
you in
continues
check.
here.
Yeah.
At Leicester, as well.
I think most clubs do it, and rightly so. No kid's more deserving of a little bit of brightness, are they, than the ones that are in hospital? But not that you need a reality check, but every now and then it doesn't do you any harm to see how some people have got things, and it makes you appreciate things, of course.
Right, let's move on. Very nice sentiment, though, Matt, of course. Jerry Taggart is in position for co-commentary for us up in Merseyside. Jerry, good evening to you. Many happy returns. Hope you had a fantastic day yesterday. How's the fog, firstly?
Many happy returns. Don't you say that to someone who's just had a birthday?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I hope you...
Well, he won't be saying it to you again, will he?
well, seeing it was about 2.5 months ago, my last one, and so not for another 9.5. But yes, season's greetings.
Yes, that's better, isn't it?
To one and all. The fog is bad, but not bad enough. It's just bad for me and John because we're in the heavens. So it will be quite difficult, especially the Anfield Road end. We are more towards the Kop end of the commentary position. So I think John Dunn's got his work cut out. He better have magnifying glasses stuck to his glasses if in fact he does, wear any, which I don't think he does actually. But there you go. He needs
Where's
help.
he going with that?
He needs help, and I'm the worst person to give him any of that because I'm blind as a bat.
Let's talk football, Jerry. Obviously, we've been debating the fact that it naturally is going to be a tough game this evening. But there is always that possibility in football, isn't there, that absolutely anything can happen? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the prices are at the bookies, but you'd think that Liverpool are very, very short odds tonight and Leicester very long odds, and with good reason. But that, the beauty about football is you just never know. Liverpool, if they're just not quite on it tonight, if they think this is going to be a bit of a walkover for them, and they're not quite at their best, and Leicester somehow pull out a really strong performance, then there is hope, and they do have a chance.
Gerald, Matthew.
Hello, Matt.
How are you, mate?
Very good.
Yeah,
very good,
I was
thank
hoping the fog was going to be a little bit thicker because unfortunately we can see you far too clearly.
Yeah, well, it's quite funny, Matt, because when I got to the commentary position, the seat that I'm sat in was soaking wet, and it's not raining here, but it's the condensation coming off the fog that's wetting all the surfaces, all the worktops, all the seats. So I'm actually sat on my hat at the moment because it isn't that cold in all natural fact. You know what I'm like in the winter, I wrap up properly. But actually, heat-wise, it's not too bad, but it is very foggy. And I say we are pretty high up here. We're only a few rows from the back of the main stand here at Anfield. So it's a long way down to the stadium, and the fog is bad, but obviously not bad enough for the game to be postponed.
One question before we go on to the football side of things, Tags. Is that a new little Christmas scarf there you got on, son? Looking very dapper.
Yeah, well, as I said, I like the wrap up one, as you do. No, it's just something I've pulled out of my hat box, and it just happened to be sat near the top of it. So thank you for those kind words, Matthew.
Oh, I haven't seen you in such a tie before, but I'm not used to looking smart, son. But on the football front, 2 questions in one. Are you surprised that the manager has maintained the same back four after the weekend's performance or defensive actions? And also, what's your thinking in the fact that Buonanotte is on the bench, and do you think he'll perhaps have an impact later on in the game? Hopefully.
Yeah, I think, yes. a little bit of surprise. I thought Hamza Chowdhury came on and played really well at right back the other day. I thought maybe he might have been in with a shout. James Justin obviously had a bit of a tough afternoon on Sunday. So yeah, slightly, but we'll wait and see. Buonanotte for me. Again, you know, Jordan Ayew starts. And, you know, I think maybe for me, Ayew's probably better off coming off the bench. Buonanotte gives you that energy, you know, from the beginning of a game for 60, 70 minutes. Yes, he's in possession, he can be a little bit wayward, but he's a young kid, but you know what you're going to get from him. And similarly to, you know what you're going to get from Jordan Ayew, but I just think he's probably been a bit more effective this season coming off the bench. So, yeah, Buonanotte, yeah, can he do the same? Can he come off the bench and cause a few issues? Yeah, but I do like to see him starting from the beginning of a game.
Thank you. You're going to ask him about his...
Are we going to food wise?
Yeah, why not?
So, yeah, last standard question, Gerald. They've been looking after you. Not another Christmas dinner, was it, up there for hospitality?
Scouse.
Matthew, I've gone big time this evening, mate. Sorry. So, you know, I've got a friend of mine, he's got a couple of season tickets.
Of course. Howard, yeah, you're a friend of mine.
In the boardroom. So I've been in the boardroom for my pre-match, and I've had lobster, of all things, and fillet steak. I mean,
there we go.
So it doesn't get any better than that.
No, I don't think we're going to top that. We might as well end this.
That's one of the campaign
food question.
Let's not have that question anymore.
No, because it's not getting better than that. All right. Well, thank you very much, Jerry. Many happy returns to you, of course.
Thank you.
Yesterday, and hope you enjoy the game. Obviously through the fog as much as you can see it. We'll check in with Jerry again. We'll hand over to the commentary team. In just over 10 minutes' time. We're about 20 minutes away from kickoff at Anfield. So, memories of playing against Liverpool at Anfield. We might as well do some.
Go on then. Oh, let me. I can't remember. Can you? Oh, yes, I can.
Can we start with you, Matt?
Because start with me, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because it was that long ago.
Time formulated, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I was fortunate enough to be part of the team. We actually won 3 years in succession away at Anfield, which. I needed reminded of, actually. I knew we'd won a couple of times. I didn't realise it was 3 years successively.
Didn't you have a goalkeeper?
No. But here we go.
That's not Anfield,
yeah,
is it?
Watch. Just sneaking into the far post. Where's David James going? Where's he going there?
Are you playing as a striker there? Or?
No, I don't know what I was doing. Actually, there's a strange celebration on the back of playing around Atletico Madrid, Ian Marshall. But yeah, the far end was being refurbished, renovated, rebuilt, whichever you want to call it.
Was that Phil Babb?
Yeah, Babb there, snuck in. He read the flight of the ball. I don't know, you just got to weigh things up in an instant. Yeah, it just comes naturally.
Strikers.
But yeah, no, it's bizarre because snuck in. That was early on. That was the first minute of the game. And it was a strange atmosphere because you see that there was no one in that. What's the opposite end to the Cop? I don't know what it's called. Anfield Road. There's no one there. So I scored, the ball's gone in, and I'm thinking. And it was relatively, I hadn't been playing at Leicester that long. It was all new to me, like playing at Anfield first time. And I ain't scored at Anfield, have I? It was one of them. And then I thought.
Half at Anfield.
Yeah, or quarter. But 3 quarters. But it was quiet. And then obviously Anfield, Liverpool supporters, no noise. Leicester supporters was like dotted around elsewhere. But I was looking around, it was quiet. And I thought the flag must have gone up, must have been offside or something's wrong. No, nothing. So it just delayed, and then it was like I was just laughing, really, thinking this is funny. How's this happened? I scored against Liverpool, which is the case most of the time when I score. But then there was a delayed reaction from the Leicester fans as well, and the realisation that it actually was a goal.
Yeah, early as well.
Like, never expected that to happen in my life, but fortunately it happened for this young man as well.
Yeah, you scored at the same end.
Same end. With fans. Yeah. Just yeah.
Does that make a difference?
Yeah, just a little layoff to JMO, chips it into Vard's chest it down, and then it's just an instinct volley.
Good goal, to be fair. I was at that game.
Great finish, but you know when it's like, you want that to be a winner, don't you?
I was going to say, was that to make it 2-1?
That was make it 2-1, yeah, goes back into the game. But I didn't start this game. We played Hull the week before, 1-1-0. I played. Riyadh scored the winner to win 1-0, so I thought next game, same team. We won a game, 3 points. Well, same team will play again. got to Anfield, I'm on the bench. I came on this in the first half and Drinky got injured after about 20, 25 minutes. I had to come on as a sub and change the game.
Matty James playing for Wrexham now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just on a little contract, isn't he?
And especially for someone like you, scoring there probably means a little bit extra, doesn't it?
Well, half my family were in the Leicester end supporting Leicester that day. I've got a few families who are Liverpool fans as well, so
yeah,
stick one up on them.
Would you say that's up there as one of your favourite goals?
Probably my favourite goal, yeah.
A good goal as well.
Just because it's been against Liverpool and it was a decent finish as well.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So nice. That deserved to be a winner. That would have been extra special, wouldn't it? But unfortunately, you didn't manage to win like we did 3 times.
No.
Just the point, that is. Right, let's take a close look then at tonight's hosts, Liverpool, of course. They are top of the Premier League at the moment under the relatively new still, management of Arne Slot. He's been speaking in his press conference ahead of this game about Leicester coming to Anfield and the challenge that Leicester can pose.
I think the positive is that teams that are positioned in the lower side of the league table, they mostly lose games, but since Ruud is there, they also won a few. So that shows you that he's done really well, especially when he came in. Now he had, I think, two tough results in a row. So, these teams, all of them, it's special for them to go to Anfield, and they know if they go to Anfield, they have to be at their best. So they will never underestimate us. And hopefully, maybe that's the good thing about these 15 minutes we saw today, that we understand we cannot underestimate 1 minute in the Premier League, because then we're not as good as we might think we are if we are on top of our game.
That was Arne Slot there, speaking ahead of this game. Obviously knows Ruud van Nistelrooy fairly well from their time in Holland, of course, managed against each other previously as well. So that maybe adds in a little bit of something in there that Ruud van Nistelrooy might know a lot about how his final team set up, whether he does similar here at Liverpool.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, any knowledge is beneficial, isn't it? But whether it's going to be differential in the flow of the game, never mind the outcome of the encounter. But I don't know. You never know. Sometimes the tiniest little bit of tactical input can have a sizable difference. Sort of in a roundabout way. You never quite know. But a little bit of info over the goalkeeper, whatever. But I don't think Leicester can be banking on that, really. They've got to provide the performance along the lines of what we spoke about, really. They've got to show those qualities in the game that we've mentioned and to give themselves that chance.
Yeah, how impressed have you been with Arne Slot and Liverpool?
Rubbish. No, they've been good. No one expected, obviously, a new manager, coming in after Jurgen Klopp. No one expected them to be doing this well. No, I certainly didn't. But it's a hard watch for me with them being top of the league. But, they deserve it. They're playing the best football in Europe and in the Premier League. And, he's basically said in his press conference there that Leicester best be on their game because, his Liverpool sides are confident. And if they're not on the game, then, they're going to punish them. So it's up to the Leicester players to go out there now and, prove a point. Go out there and put a performance on, for the fans, for themselves. And, because they want to put the results back on track after the 2 previous ones.
Slot seems like a class operator, doesn't he?
He seems right, doesn't he?
You know what I mean? He seems like a decent fella, first and foremost. Obviously, you can see there's a confidence in himself because he doesn't get flustered. He doesn't have to try and prove a point. He's just slipped in there.
It helps when you win, though, as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does. Of course it does. But the players are obviously a major factor. They're quality performers, aren't they? What a squad. But he's part of the reason why they've been able to just carry on so slickly, though, isn't it? He hasn't made a fuss. He's made small changes, of course, suit his own methods, but there's nothing sort of dramatic about him. He doesn't seem selfish. It's not about him. It's about being efficient and being good at your job, and he does it in quite a sort of easy, personable manner as well, doesn't he? He comes across really well.
Yeah. Let's get a reminder of tonight's team news then for both sides, Leicester and Liverpool. Changes apiece really for them. Leicester have made 3 of them, one of them in goal. Jakub Stolarczyk comes in for his first ever Premier League game. Danny Ward drops out. Also in comes Patson Daka and Harry Winks, which is good to see Winks return for the first time from the start after his injury. Still our second goal then. Christiansen, Vestergaard, Cody and Justin. Winks and Samare in midfield with Mavadidi, Elkanous and Ayew supporting Patson Daka. From a Liverpool point of view, they have Alisson in goal, Robertson, Van Dijk, Gomez, Alexander-Arnold, McAllister and Gravenberch with Gakpo, Jones and Salah supporting Darwin Núñez.
I get more scared every time I look at that bench. That
bench.
Chiesa's there, and he hardly even gets a mention, does he? He's not bad, is he?
Yeah. The omens aren't great from a Leicester point of view. If you look back on Boxing Day, they've only won one of their last 10 games on Boxing Day.
Were you playing in that?
I don't know why that is. What's the common denominator there? It's just
that win though was against Man City at home. So
strange, but true. There you go.
When was it?
2018.
Okay, so it was localish.
2018.
Was that Ricardo scored, didn't he? Yeah. Right edge of the box, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On the angle. Yeah, listen, strange things can happen. Of course they can. And I'm saying, don't you? I know we sound a bit, I wouldn't say pessimistic, but a little bit negative, but only realistically so. Looking at it, but I wouldn't totally write Leicester off. It's going right against buck the trend or against the odds, isn't it, of recent games, etc. But the capabilities are there to grind out results. They're not going to go and outplay Liverpool, but just seize the moment if and when those opportunities come along. But there's hell of a lot of hard work that's got to come before that to get into those situations. And just want to see that sort of mentality, the applications, because it's been too easily. The games have drifted away from them too easily the last couple of encounters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just go out there, just enjoy the occasion. I think no one's expecting anything. There's no pressure. Go out there, play a game. I think when you play against the better teams, like they seem to give you more space on the ball. But I think once you give it away, they're going to punish you. So it's just about making the right passes at the right time. Pressing at the right time. As a team, defending as a team. Like
you've got to work your absolute socks off, haven't you? Track those runs. So the one time you don't track the run,
they'll score.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
stick at it. Give it your all.
Just be resilient.
Be resilient.
Defend as a team.
Show that they're a team that even,
fighting for the lives.
Even the better teams don't want to play against. It's all succumbed too comfortably the last couple of games. But teams go, we're playing against Leicester City. Like, one thing we know they're going to do, they're going to dog and rat at us and work hard at us and niggle away. Haven't seen that last couple.
No. So hopefully we can see it then this evening. We are just over 10 minutes away from kickoff up at Anfield. That means it is indeed time to hand you over to our commentary team for this evening. We've already heard from Jerry Taggart. He is alongside John Dunn this evening as the Foxes travel to Liverpool. We've got all the action coming up next here on Foxes Hub.